everyone, welcome back to another figure video. Today will be the head sculpt swap and maybe possible padding removal of the Hot Toys Return of the Jedi Luke. This is the first MMS version, not the deluxe version with the Endor swap out parts, as I wanted the handcuffs displayed, as you can see there. And the head sculpt I am attempting to swap is the Mandalorian Luke Skywalker there, which already is a pretty insane head sculpt compared to the old school one there. But what I do prefer about this head sculpt is the hairpiece, and lucky you can interchange them. I tried before filming. Something about the Mando version of Luke is a bit too silky, bit too smooth. It, compared to this one, it is a bit of lack of detail. But to be fair, the Mandalorian Luke is based on the CGI rendering of Mark Hamill, the de-aged style Mark Hamill. So the hair is accurate to the show. But I do think that this head sculpt is more accurate to Hamill compared to this one now. I mean, I gave a positive review to this head sculpt and this figure in my video previously. But putting it next to the head sculpt here, I mean, you zoom out and you automatically see just how insane this Mando sculpt is. And so it should, because it is a brand new, recent Hot Toys head sculpt, and this is the Bespin head sculpt that they have used as well. So what I'm going to do now is bring the head sculpts up closer, zoom in, and pretty much compare them. So if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you like and sub, and we'll get right into it. So we've got both head sculpts here pretty close up, and like I said, you got the original MMS Return of the Jedi on the left side, and on the right the Mandalorian Luke Skywalker sculpt. And like I said, I think the Mandalorian sculpt absolutely kills it. You know, even the simple eye movement that I've got is an insane advancement compared to the original MMS version. And I think Hamill's likeness is much better. Also, what I do prefer over the original Return of Jedi version is the Mandalorian one doesn't have the teeth exposed. There's nothing wrong with the teeth exposed, I just think the way Hot Toys did it with the original MMS looks a bit weird. It's just a very weird facial expression they've got Luke. And I think it's the same thing for the Andor version too. I think they're both similar sculpts, if not the same thing. But this one absolutely kills it. And I got it on an acrylic post, so I'm kind of just holding it. So excuse me for bopping up and down. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is pretty much swap the head sculpts up and swap the hair pieces, because I do think the original MMS version is much better than the Mando Luke. Again, that's a CGI rendering, so that's the excuse. And it is pretty accurate to the CGI deepfake that was going on in that series. But what I'm going to do now is swap out the hair pieces, pop this head sculpt on the body, and maybe the fat suit padding will be gone. If not, I might risk that and play around with that later. And when I do a collection tour, you would see if I do that or not. But so far, I'm thinking just doing the head sculpt swap with the hair piece. So we'll get into it. Okay, so this is the head sculpt swapped out. And yeah, automatically just elevates the figure so much. It gives it such a updated look. And it does need the final touches, and I thought I'd just do it on camera. So this is the original MMS And what I do need from that is the hairpiece. So for people that don't know, it's a magnetized bold cap thing. It's weird that Hot Toys even done this style to begin with, because they haven't really done this with any other figure. So that's the Mando one, and this is the original MMS version. And you just try and squeeze it on without scratching the paint. And, oh shit, okay, yeah, there you go. That's automatically elevated that to a 10. That sculpt is now insane. Such a weird thing that this weird hairpiece just needs a swap out and it automatically just elevates the figure. And yeah, that's pretty much Luke from Return of the Jedi now. And just something else that I am noticing is the neck piece, the actual neck joint seems to be a little bit more thinner compared to the original MMS one. So it seems to slot on the neck piece much nicer, and the collar, there's a lot more wiggle room, where the original one, the collar's very tight to his neck. And I think D Knight had this original figure years ago, and he's bled and stained on the neck, which is interesting. It's interesting why this wouldn't be a stock black material. It's almost like Hot Toys dyed black. Again, Hot Toys and their weird antics, I guess. But I don't fear the black bleeding onto the neck, because this head sculpt feels a bit more slimmer than that one. Or maybe me just popping the head sculpt up somehow open the neck collar piece, but it seems to be a bit more in scale now. And just one more time, you've got the original MMS now with the Mandalorian hairpiece, and you've got the Mando Luke with the original MMS hairpiece up here. So, funny enough, this actually looks more like the CGI rendering than this, now with the hair swap out and the kind of out-of-date head sculpt. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll just zoom out a bit. And yeah, I can't wait for Vader now, because I feel that this is pretty much complete. The fat suit, again, I don't see, the way I've posed it, it's kind of hidden, so I don't really see a massive problem with it. But maybe I might take it out later. And like I said, when I do my eventual collection tour, I may or may not have removed it. But yeah, I think for now, this guy's pretty much complete. Nothing else more is needed aside from Vader to be right here next to him. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this, make sure you like and sub. And I'll see you in the next one.